You're on record. This is a live program, gentlemen. Give me one reason why you accept Ved Pratap Vaidik's line that he was a journalist doing an interview. Just give me one logical reason why you accept Ved Pratap Vaidik's ridiculous argument that he was a journalist doing an interview. Mr. Rao, please tell me.
This is only...
No, come on, Arnab.
No,
that Vaidik was a journalist and he's a journalist.
Not a final decision.
Doesn't
Today also on the floor of the House it has been stated.
I don't need to tell a journalist about this.
He is not an active journalist. No, Mr. Rao.
Or anything
who has facilitated
Mr. Rao,
who has facilitated?
Not
this is an important issue that needs to be found out, and the government is already on the job.
Your government,
and we'll find out the truth, and we'll take appropriate action.
Mr. Rao, one second.
After the reports are received from various...
Sir, you are both looking extremely weak, if I may say so.
Sir, assured that
Mr. Rosa, Mr. Rosa, you are both looking extremely weak.
Your arguments today, Arnab.
The argument is very simple, Mr. The argument is very simple. My government has stood in the floor of Parliament and said, we don't know anything about what is going on. The man is going there as a journalist. We condemn it. I am saying tonight it is not journalism. Mr. Ketkar.
Which means Arnab that Pakistan government and the India government are on the same page, because Pakistan government also considers him a journalist and organizes his meeting with Hafiz Saeed, and Indian government defends in Parliament that he is a journalist.
Because
that
the
clearly
Congress
means
leaders
that the Pakistan government and ISI and the Modi government and everything is released only after Modi leaves for Brazil.
I think
so there is definitely a game plan, and the game plan was perhaps track 3 to find out how would be the atmosphere.
I think the Congress needs to come clean on this.
Vaidik asked, how would you receive Mr. Modi if he visits Pakistan?
No, we can't stop. You can talk anything. Mr.
Vaidik, who is not an active journalist,
any journalist can go and boast
on behalf of government or Modi.
Arnab, he is a loose cannon. He keeps making statements.
How would you receive?
It's
not about him being a loose cannon.
Not just being loose cannon.
This is not about him being a loose cannon.
This is
he is.
A question asked today.
Let me say this on record.
How can he come up with
1 minute, gentlemen. General Jaswal, 4 minutes to the debate. General Jaswal, yes, please. General Jaswal. General Jaswal today. General Jaswal, Mr. Rao, you have no answer tonight to a very simple question. How do you accept he's a journalist? General Jaswal.
I would say, I think his... hello, can you hear me?
Mr. Rao, 1 minute.
Now, what I'm saying is
Mr. Rao,
loose
minute,
cannon,
please.
he's made statements and
Mr.
suggestions
Rao, minute, please.
on Kashmir.
Mr. Rao, a minute, please. Mr. Rao, a minute, please. Mr. Rao,
he would not have the kind of people who are members of this delegation
Mr. Rao,
to go and speak for
Mr. Rao, you see, I'll repeat my point to you, and I'll repeat it once more. Please don't speak over me, Mr. Rao.
You will know if you look at
Mr. Rao, don't speak over me. I just am making one point. No, one second. Just General Jaswal, before you come in, I asked us a very simple question. This government is trying to somehow get away by saying the man is doing this as a journalist. This government has not the slightest ounce of information on the basis of which it can prove that this was journalism, which means the government is trying to build a defense for Mr. Ved Pratap Vaidik, a person close to Baba Ramdev, who the ISI has organized a meeting with the 2611 killer for. My question is, if the government decides to do nothing, will it affect the credibility of the Narendra Modi government? Less than 2 months after it was sworn in, you destroys your entire argument of being tough on terror, and people are watching, Mr. Rao. No kind of weak technical defense will make you get away. If you lack the courage to act against Ved Pratap Vaidik because he's Baba Ramdev's associate, and you are obliged to Baba Ramdev in any way, that you can't act against his associate because he supported you during the elections, you can say so to the people of this country. You can say today that you will allow any associate of any spiritual guru to have a meeting with the killers of 2611. That tomorrow, even if Dawood Ibrahim has a meeting with Ved Pratap Vaidik, you will say that that was also because there was some kind of journalism involved here.
335 to ND.
General Jaswal. General Jaswal.
Yes.
General Jaswal.
Yes. I was making a mention that he's a loose cannon because his statements which have been made on Kashmir, I think are totally maverick statements. There's no logic and they're seditious in nature. Who authorized him? You mean to say the government authorized him? No way. No way. Who authorized him? He himself. he became Khud Bakhtiyar. He decided to put across a template for division of Kashmir or for the independence of Kashmir, and in the very next statement, he says, no, I don't want Kashmir to be a separate state. But the entire model that he put across was nothing short of a separate state. Now, what is that? He went totally ballistic over there in his interview.
What it means?
And for that matter, he is trying to ask Hafiz Saeed, who the hell is he to ask Hafiz Saeed, that if our Prime Minister comes over there, will he protest that? What a shame.
What a crying shame.
So I think he is totally a loose cannon.
What is an even more crying shame, and I'll wrap up with that tonight. And I think the BJP must think about what it is doing. 1 second, I'll come to you, Salman. I know you've been waiting. The point is this, that tomorrow, the precedent that you are setting is this. Tomorrow, if, a pro-Pakistan, anti-India person like Yasin Malik, if he goes to Pakistan, advocates independence for Kashmir, which he does, has talks with Dawood Ibrahim and Hafiz Saeed, your government has set a precedent whereby you can do nothing, because Yasin Malik can turn around and say, look here, the BJP supporters, assistants like Ved Pratap Vaidik are allowed to get away doing this and insulting the country. What right do you have to ask me any question? And if all that Yasin Malik has to do is say that I'm doing it as some form of journalism. You don't need to be an active journalist anymore. You can just claim it's some form of journalism. You don't need to represent any paper channel. And I dare say the Foreign Minister of India, Sushma Swaraj, will stand in the floor of Parliament, try to distance her government from this whole issue, and in a way build a case for the person who has let down his own country. Salman Soz, I'm closing because you've been waiting 20 seconds.
Unpatriotic journalist.
Your channel and many media outlets have talked about this gentleman's association with highest officials in the PMO. And then, not just Baba Ramdev, who said that he probably went to change Hafiz Saeed's heart.
This is
gentleman
your propaganda.
was received at the High Commission in Islamabad.
You have been
there
lying.
has got to be something going on.
Congress party has been
this
lying.
man belongs to a think tank which had all sorts of security kind of advice for who knows what kinds of people.
The Congress party is
What is going on? The BJP, the government must come clean. They should be transparent. If they're starting some track 2 diplomacy, they should come clean.
The pictures on your screen, I'll wrap with it once again tonight, of the meeting between Hafiz Saeed and Ved Pratap Vaidik. Points to be noted is 1, Ved Pratap Vaidik is not an active journalist. Point number 2, Ved Pratap Vaidik has not been able to tell us the name of the channel or newspaper who he was carrying out the interview for. 3, the government has strangely bought Ved Pratap Vaidik's line that he was a journalist and expects us to believe that it is not going soft on him because of his connections with Baba Ramdev. Do you buy that line? And do you believe this government has any stand anymore on being tough on terror if it lets Ved Pratap Vaidik off the hook? Thank you for joining me on debate number 1, gentlemen, on the Newshour tonight.